Well. A very eventful day of basketball last night. Very, very eventful game. Two games, two win or go homes, including one for the defending champions. I'm sorry. Let me keep my composure.
You did.
Let me be professional. The Los Angeles Lakers battled Phoenix Suns, and AD did play, but from the get-go, you can tell that he was not healthy. He was not healthy. He played 5 minutes every time he had contact, or every time he tried to play defense, he grabbed his groin area.
Yeah.
He didn't injure it more, but it was just hurting him to the point that he could not continue. And within 5 minutes of the game, he had to exit the game.
Yeah.
And he did not return.
Hey, I said this on multiple occasions, and you said it on multiple occasions. We'll talk about injury prone. He's at the extreme high level of injury prone. It wasn't going to be good in the long run. It wasn't going to be good in the long run for him. What with him playing, you just knew it wasn't going to be well. You just knew it.
Yep. And with that, Devin Booker went on a tear.
Yes, he did.
So for those 3 games, they did a great job guarding Booker. Game 2, 3, and actually not 4. Game 2 and 3.
Yeah, game 2 and 3. Yeah.
Did a great job guarding Booker.
There's not 1, 5, or this one. I mean, 4 and 5.
Or no, you can say 1-5 in this one because that's what really happened. I'm trying to remember what happened in 4. Did he play well? I can't remember right now, but yeah. I mean, he went on a tear, 22 points in that first quarter. They could not stop him, proving that he's a superstar. Proving that he's like that.
Yeah. You want to talk about a show of pure bucket getting? He's one of the premier talents, especially in terms of the young guys. When it comes to getting buckets, he makes it look so effortless and easy. And man, was he carving up this Lakers squad?
Carving them up, serving. I mean, geez.
Yeah.
They couldn't do nothing. Along with that, everybody else on the Suns, just their 3-point shooting was amazing. Lights out.
Exactly.
And it was an abysmal first half for the Lakers. They were down by as much as 29. It was not looking good for the defending champions, for LeBron and these Lakers. But you got to give them credit. Excuse me.
Yeah, man, you do. Bless you. But yeah, you do. You got to give them a lot of credit, man. They fought hard, but it's just like as much. Obviously, I had them going all the way, and I
have them winning.
Yeah, you had them winning. I had them going all the way to the finals. But let's be honest, this year they had the short. Let's be honest, we got to give them a lot of credit for them to fight through and to be in the situation that they was in after everything that they had to go through. They had the shortest break out of all of the NBA teams. Them and the Miami Heat. They had to come to the season, try to start that off. And they had no time to rest, relax their bodies, get conditioned well. They had to rush into that. And then you have to the fact that they had to play this season, and then injuries start to happen within the season. They had new acquired additions added to their team. It's like, they were juggling a lot. For them to even be in this situation is just mind-blowing in the beginning, in the first place, because they really went through a roller coaster.
Yep. That roller coaster continued with their terrible start in this game. And then later on in that third quarter, they finally started to get it going a little bit, finally started fighting and fighting and fighting their way back.
Yeah.
With their 3-point shooting, with LeBron, with THT, Taylor Horton Tucker,
Yeah.
with Caruso, even though he got hurt and left the game.
Yeah.
Just another injury for the Lakers. And then it was just the Suns are just too good and they were down by too much.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like they were coming back and the Suns wasn't getting buckets. No, it was just the Suns were getting buckets as well.
Exactly.
Along with they were just too far behind.
Yeah. And the crazy thing is, just like what you said, in that second half, the Lakers did amazing to try to make some kind of comeback, especially with getting into the paint. They would constantly get into the paint, but my thing is, it's just like, they just couldn't finish at the three. You know what I mean? They could not finish at the three. And it's just like whenever they threw up a three, it break, then it come down the floor, and then the Phoenix would hit a three. And they just had no answer for the three, to be honest. They just had no answer at all when it came to it. Like, they played great defense. They got their points inside like they could, but when it came to converting on the outside, the shots would just not go their way. It just wouldn't go their way.
Well, yeah, when they really started to get close, because they cut the lead within 11 at one point in that fourth quarter. But like I said, they were just too far behind. It was bound to miss shots eventually, which they did, which you was alluding to with their 3-point shooting later on. And the Suns and their knockdown shooting was just incredible.
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, you want to talk about Jay Crowder, who's been amazing in this series. Been amazing in terms of his defense and his 3-point shooting for the Suns team.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, who took over in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
For them, and he's been battling through his shoulder for the most part of this for the series.
Yeah.
But he finally took over in that fourth quarter with his playmaking ability and his scoring ability. Getting to the hoop. Cam Johnson, who stepped up in this game as well.
Yeah.
Cameron Payne, who played great in the series, even though he didn't really have a good game last night. But it's just a combination of that, and then Devin Booker just absolutely killing them.
Yeah.
I mean, with an amazing closeout performance, playoff performance from him. 22 in that first quarter, 47 on the night. And with all that, AD's injury, the Lakers getting far behind and not converting late. The defending champions find themselves bounced out in the first round. Wow. It's crazy to hear it, right?
It's crazy to hear it, man. It's crazy because it makes me think two things. The fact that they're bounced out in the first round, and the fact that Braun, because I can't remember the last time Braun has ever been on the first. I know he missed the playoffs like three years ago, right?
Well, then he had a groin injury, yeah.
Yeah, when he had the groin and stuff, he missed the playoffs. But the thing is like Braun was trying his best to do everything, even though I felt like there was times where he was doing that that petty stuff in which he wouldn't get back on defense. But
I can't stand when he does that. Oh my God, I can't stand when he does that. Come on, man.
There was like one possession in which like he didn't get back on defense. And the moment he did, he left somebody wide open.
Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder, he left him wide open. I'm like, bro, what do you? I said, bro, come on, man. People questioning your GOAT status here and there. Well, he's a GOAT. That's
not his.
But
the GOAT status.
Yeah, the GOAT status, and it's just like you doing things like that. I was like, the person who's the GOAT, who's the GOAT, would not do that.
And that's why LeBron fans hate you. But keep going.
Hey man, it's honesty. It's just honesty.
Let's not talk about that. That's not the conversation we have.
But yeah, he tried. Like he got good shots and stuff like that. And again, just like what you said, Jay Crowder played great defense on him, or hounded him. He hounded him well enough. Because there was times where they was trying to get to Braun in the post because he know that's easy money. And like Jay Crowder kept just blocking him out, intercepting that. intercepting that all the time, making sure that pass did not get through. Also, or they made it a tough pass to get into, so it could possibly be a turnover for them. It was just everything going well for the Suns, especially at that end.
Yep. And yeah, and to answer your question, you said you don't remember when LeBron ever got bounced out the first round. That's because he never has until now. He was 14-0 in the first round. Now he's 14-1.
Well, you know what they say. When they just like how it was for the Undertaker, a streak got eventually come to an end, don't it?
And what a way it did. Give credit to this Phoenix Suns team. Absolutely balled out this entire series. My dark horses. And they eliminate the defending champions on the road and will now face, well, let's talk about that other game. Yeah. The Portland Trailblazers going up against the Denver Nuggets. And from the get-go, Michael Porter Jr. had it going from the get-go.
Yeah.
I mean, he was beasting in that first half. He was beasting. I mean, his three-point shooting. Lillard had it going in that first half. They couldn't stop him. I mean, they couldn't stop him in game 5 either. But, you know, it was just a continuation of that. You know, CJ McCollum played better in this game. You know, Melo played better in this game.
Yeah. Now CJ had was having a good series anyways. Also, it's just that it was just except for that one game, I believe. What game was it? Last game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. played great. Of course, Nikola Jokic played great. Of course he did.
No. In that first half, he didn't.
Okay. He got it going in the second half, though.
Yeah, he had it going.
That's what happened. Let's talk about that second half, in which the Blazers really started to take off.
Yeah.
You know, they really started to take off with their defense and with their shooting and their playmaking ability and their ball movement and all that. Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, they were up by 14, I think, at one point.
Yes, they were up by 14, 15.
And then the Nuggets, I believe, went on a 26 run to get back into the game. And we just say Monty Morris, the what he's been doing ever since Jamal Murray's went out has been spectacular. Yeah. I'm including the regular season and the postseason for this because he's been playing great basketball. You gotta get some love. I mean, he's really stepped up into this role, improved his game. He's been a dangerous three-point shooter, been a dangerous screen pick and roller between him and Jokic. It's been dangerous. Because if you play Jokic, he's gonna knock down 3. But you have to play Jokic because otherwise he's gonna give Jokic the ball and he's gonna dominate.
Exactly.
And that's what's been happening in this postseason. That's why them two have been so effective.
Yeah.
I mean, he's just been playing great basketball, especially in this postseason, especially in these past 2 games, because it continued last night with another great performance by him. And I mean, and then became a back and forth because of that run between this Blazers team and this Nuggets team. Jokic, Monty Morris, Mike Porter Jr. got shut down in that second half. Mm-hmm. He wasn't doing the thing in that second half compared to the first half. On the Blazers side, yes, CJ McCollum, Carmelo Anthony. You know, he's been doing this all his life, getting buckets. Yeah. You know, he came to play. But someone kind of, you know, didn't show up in that fourth. And surprisingly did not show up. And that's Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
He played great all 3 quarters. And in that fourth quarter, he only had 1 field goal.
Yeah. And again, that's just credit to the Nuggets defense.
Yes,
the defense came up big. The defense came up big, and like, you know, You gotta get credit because let's be honest, watching the whole game, the whole time when when they had those audio clips and stuff like that, all you kept hearing the coaches and the commentators talk about is the fact of who could get on a defensive run, who could get on a defensive play, defense, 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 and that's how it was for these teams. Because again, these two teams are okay. The Nuggets are obviously better than the Blazers when it comes to defense, but none of these teams are truly outstanding defensively. Most definitely not the Blazers. Let me tell you that right now. They don't even belong anywhere near the conversation in defense.
Well, it showed.
Exactly. So, but the Nuggets, I feel like in terms of team, they could always communicate well on defense if they put their effort and mind to it. You know what I mean? And again, when you got people like Campazzo too, who is just hounding to people also, like it could go like that. And that's what they did today. They kind of like the defense stuck with him.
Yep. And that's the defense that they had on Lillard. A much better strategy on him compared to game 5. And also on the offense, it was just like they was getting the ball, they was getting the 50-50 balls, they was hustling. Jermichael Green had some big rebounds late to help this Nuggets team. And the Blazers they turned the ball over costly, missing their shots when they needed to make them. And Jermichael Green and Austin Rivers with a big 3 in that fourth quarter. Blazers trying to get back, but a little bit too late. And unfortunately for them, that's their season.
Yeah, man. Oh man.
And that's
how
your
much
dark horse.
Yeah, that was my dark horse, man. That was my dark horse. And you know how much I really wanted this to go into a game 7. You know what I mean? I had to really turn my back the moment that the Nuggets went in their run. I was just like, yeah, it's done. It was hard to really watch it because, let's be honest. I give them a lot of love and credit and respect because they had a great season, even though they dropped off a little bit towards that end. Because I was so pissed when they made a team like Dallas, who freaking struggled in the beginning of the season, just surpassed them like that. Like it was just really embarrassing to see. But I give them a lot of love and credit because they eventually, even though they nearly got back into it a little bit, they avoided the playing game. They stuck in the middle of the season. They fought hard. Damian, believe it or not, whether you like to put respect on it or not, he had another MVP like season. CJ McCollum stepped up big, had a good season himself. The team was playing well, adding Norman Powell, who added a good punch to them. It's like, again, no matter if they obviously don't go anywhere, because obviously we don't ever see them win the championship, they're going to always be playoff contenders if they keep this core together. So just run it back. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, but I feel like they want to get to that next level. And I mean, for the exception of the year when they went to the Western Conference Finals, every other year bounced out of the first round, bounced out of the first round, bounced out of the first round. I believe 4 out of 5 of the last years bounced out of the first round.
Yeah. Yeah. But here's my thing though. It's just like, how they gonna make that next jump when everyone else in their conference is getting deeper and deeper and tighter, bro? Like it's
Well,
like
they gotta do the same then.
yeah, and that takes
Stupid dog.
It's crazy because it's just like it comes through drafting. Well, not drafting. It comes to trading stuff. It has to come through the organization, the front office, making the right moves and stuff like that. But again, people is like to talk about the small market, but people don't want to really go to Portland for some reason. I don't know what it is, why it is, whatsoever. But it's like if you're not drafted there, nobody's looking at that as a destination to go. Or you got to have something brewing up there in order for go. People see Damian Lillard, but they still don't truly want to go. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. But with the West, the way it's going and stuff like that, as much as I love them, again, I have them as my dark question. It was great to see them. I I continue to see the same pattern where they could get as far as they can, but they won't get anywhere to like close to like a championship level.
Well, I think the change needs to happen at the head coach. Terry Scott's, he's not a bad coach,
Yeah.
He's a good coach. He's a playoff contender coach. But I think changes just have to be made. Stuck with
Yeah.
him for a while. He's been there for a long time. I don't think anything is gonna happen with him at the helm. I don't think
Yeah.
anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. He
so I think they might have to make that change.
he maximized his coaching potential, I think, with at this
Mm-hmm.
like, it's time for more bigger and better things or different changes. Let me not say bigger and better things, different changes.
Yeah.
Probably what they did for Brad Stevenson up in Boston, move him up to like a Danny Age.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But unfortunate end to the Blazers season. I mean, I know people expected them to be better than what they were. I know people expected a first round win. From you expected it. I didn't though. I predicted correctly. I did think that it was going to go into game 7 and lose,
Yeah.
but they just happened to lose in game 6. Gotta give credit to this Nuggets team. Gotta give credit to this Nuggets team. The way they've played ever since Jamal Murray has went out, their second best player, and he's been playing great this season, especially in that second half of the season. And they almost like turned it up.
Yeah. Yes,
Like, and they also don't have Will Barton either.
Mm-hmm.
And yet they got Aaron Gordon and Capazzo.
Yeah.
And Michael Porter Jr. and Monty Morris and all these guys, these great role players, and Michael Porter Jr. who's been stepping up into kind of that scoring role.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you need. Like, they've been playing great. They have great chemistry. They have great flow. They have great ball movement.
Well, let's be honest here, bro. We say it so many times, but let's be honest. This team is so young, but yet they've been together for like almost like 5 years now. Like legit. Like, of course, some pieces have been moved here and there. Like, cause like I don't know what happened to Paul Millsap. I think
Paul Millsap's still there.
He's still. You see, he's still there. Like, you know what I mean? This team has been together. Look, they have built and grown together. That's what I gotta respect about the Nuggets organization. The fact that the general managers didn't make any time outside of like drafting and stuff like that. The fact that they didn't make no big time moves that have stuck with the potential of their young guys who are really great and talented, and the fact that he went this deep so far is crazy. It's just crazy.
Yeah, you gotta give them credit for that, and of course, all gotta credit to Mike Malone, of course. Done a great coaching job as well in the past 2 years. We can't forget the unforgettable playoff run in the bubble.
Yeah.
And now they're just trying to continue this now. With this win against this Blazers team. Of course, all of that with Nikola Jokic at the helm, who's probably going to be the MVP this year. His playmaking ability is one of a kind. His scoring ability is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, he could take over a game in 2 different ways.
Yeah.
And he's also a good rebounder. I mean, what else can you say about this man? He can be dominant. And he was dominant in this entire series.
Yeah.
And gave the Blazers so much trouble.
Yeah.
So yeah, gotta give the Nuggets credit doing all this without their second best player and a key role player. And they eliminate the Portland Trailblazers in 6. Poor Melo. I feel for Melo. Sorry, Melo. But I said this Blazers team defensively is just too terrible, especially down the stretch, and we saw it countless times in this series. But it could have went either way in certain possessions, but the Nuggets just proved to be the better team. And they're moving on to the second round to face the Phoenix Suns.
Hey, man. That's going to be a lit series, man. That's going to be a lit series. Hey,
Yes, it is.
Chris Paul trying to take another team deep into the playoffs. He finally got some. Well, I can't say he finally got some because he already always had like kind of scoring help. But now it's like, it's in a different kind of situation. This is a young core, a core that is like, probably got some juice, some confidence now. now since they have won their first ever playoff matchup in a long ass time, their first ever playoff series. Like, it's gonna be fun and exciting. It's gonna be real fun and exciting.
Yep, it is really going to be fun. I can't wait for that series over this weekend. And with that, that's the Western Conference second round, or the second round in general, is just about set, with the exception of one series. Speaking of that series, predictions for tonight's Game 6 in Dallas, 9 o'clock TNT. The Clippers win or go home as they battle the Dallas Mavericks, looking to end this series and move on to the second round and face the number 1 seeded Utah Jazz. Who do you have in this win or go home?
Let me tell you something, bro. I know you don't like when I do this and stuff, but I'm sorry. I just can't choose. I just can't choose this one. I really can't choose this one. I really can't choose. You gotta let me watch. You just gotta let it happen tonight. You gotta let it happen tonight. Because, just let it happen. Just let
I
it
thought
happen.
you was gonna pick the Mavericks. You've been talking about you got the Mavericks, and now you don't know who to pick.
Because I do got the Mavericks. I do got the not this game. Well, I'm not choosing anybody this game. I want to see what happens.
You got the you got the Mavericks to win this series. So why didn't you just pick the Mavericks to win this game?
Okay, I guess I got the Mavericks.
Well, I just don't understand that. The whole week ever since Dallas beat the Clippers 2 days ago. He said, I don't care what happens. That Mavericks winning the series. I don't care if the Clippers win Game 6. The Mavericks winning the series. That's what you told me. So now you coming on looking indecisive? I'm confused.
Look, man. Look. Let me see something. All right, you right. I am gonna choose Dallas because I did say that. And I'll tell you why. This man named Luka Doncic has been killing this whole Clippers squad with a smile on his face. A smile. This man has not had a serious straight face this whole series. Do you know how disrespectful that is?
Oh man, I mean, he's had one bad game in 6 games.
And he was smiling in that bad game too. Out the triple double with a smile on his face.
And I understand your point because the Clippers really have not found an answer for that man. But I'm gonna have to stay faithful. I got the Clippers in this game. I got them forcing the Game 7. Well, one team in LA got to do something. Yeah, I got the Clippers.
Yeah, 2 LA teams cannot get bounced out in the first round though. They can't. But hey, I still got the Mavericks, obviously. But hey, 2 LA teams cannot get bounced out in the first round. So one has already been bounced out. And surprisingly, it's the one that we didn't expect. So, well, I'm not gonna say we didn't expect because it was the year that could possibly happen. But now, since they actually are out, unfortunately, it's stuck to the ugly sister to get it done, huh?
Yeah. And they are in a winner-go-home situation. They are facing elimination. So yeah, we'll see what happens in tonight's winner-go-home for the Clippers, Game 6 clincher for the Mavs. All right. I think it's time to wrap things up, Job. Final thoughts. I mean, it's been a wild playoffs. Like, think about, just think of this. The Lakers, the defending champions, are out. They're gone. They're sent home. LeBron, first round playoff loss. It's never happened in his entire career. No. I mean, they had to battle injuries a lot this year, though. And I think, to me, that's the reason why I think they're out now. Because if it wasn't for injuries, they wouldn't even be in the play-in, which they had, even though they won, and they wouldn't even be facing the Suns now.
Exactly.
They wouldn't have been facing the Suns now. And even if so, they still could have won the series if they were healthy.
Yeah, and again, I'm telling you, the reason why they well, I'm not saying this is 100% for the injuries, but it has to got a lot to do with the fact of having the shortest off season. It has to be like you like all these other teams as well rested good and ready. Meanwhile, they have to fact that had to drag in, and then they got the new additions that they have to add on and stuff like that and try to get on board. That's real tough. That is real tough.
Yep, but they're gone. Think about all the marquee. Think about all the marquee teams
Yeah.
or money making teams or historical teams that are gone.
Yeah.
Golden State didn't even make it.
Mm-mm.
The Celtics are out first round.
Yeah.
The Knicks are out first time they made the playoffs. Not that surprising though. First round. Um, the Heat out first round,
Yeah.
and the Lakers out first round.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do we have in terms of like historical teams? You got the Sixers.
Yeah. Sixers.
Um, I guess money making Brooklyn because that is New York City.
Mm-hmm.
Besides that, I mean,
Yeah.
Atlanta. I guess.
Yeah. Atlanta a little bit. Atlanta a little
Yeah.
bit. Not that much, but yeah. Yeah. Those are only like marketable teams that aren't big time marketable, but they're big time compared to the other teams that are still left in the playoffs.
But hey, I love it. I love the surprise factor. I love the surprise factor. I love that we're gonna get a new champions.
Mm-hmm.
I love unpredictability. Even though I picked the Lakers to win this year, I'm happy that they're out because it leaves for more unpredictable things to happen. Now you don't know who's gonna win, barring the Nets. But now you're not what?
Nah, go on. Finish what you was about to say.
Now you know who's gonna come out the West now.
Well, I can tell you one thing: it ain't gonna be this. Rondo looked at him saying, "And they say he was better than Braun."
I don't know why you had to mention that. I don't know why you had to mention. Anyway, and also another note: the two teams that made it to the finals in the bubble are not in the playoffs anymore. Bounced out in the first round. The Heat and the Lakers. That is just wild.
Yeah, man. Show you how deep the NBA is getting, man, with their talent and stuff and everything like that.
Yep, it's crazy. But hey, I can't wait for the rest of the playoffs. I can't wait what's happening in Game 6 tonight. We'll see if the Clippers can force a Game 7 or if the Dallas Mavericks move on. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching today's podcast. Make sure to tune into tomorrow's podcast. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment, support the channel, give us feedback, all that good stuff.
And also watch our TikTok and our IG. I said watch our TikTok. Go to our TikTok and go to our IG down in the description below.
Yes. And once again, I'm Evan.
I'm Ja.
And this is the Minor Basketball Podcast.
Playoff edition.
NBA No Lakers playoff edition.